goodness.
Oh my gosh, okay, let's get started.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, everyone.
How are you doing? I ask as if they can answer me. I can't.
How are you all?
Welcome to another episode of the LegacyKnitz podcast. My name is Chelsea.
My name is Sue.
I am the daughter mother.
Mother, grandmother.
And we are both coming to you from Connecticut today.
Yes.
Yay.
It's August 30th. I never know the date.
Wow, that is very impressive.
I had a dentist appointment on the 29th, which was yesterday.
Oh, right.
It's the only way I know dates.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just drove down, Justin, Lily, and I just drove down yesterday to spend a few days down here in Connecticut visiting family and friends. So we figured what better opportunity to be able to record.
And all the men have left and babies.
Yes.
There's only one baby, but
Does it feel like the camera's far away?
maybe a little. Maybe move it in
I
a
just
little
keep looking at it and being
closer.
like, that angle is very odd.
And on your way over, grab that bag of fabric because I want to talk about that.
Yeah. It feels like there's a weird, like...
Should you move the chairs? Is that almost feels a little better. Did you go any closer?
No.
Yeah, you can zoom it.
Yeah. How's that?
Better.
I think it's
Now
better
that
too.
we need to be fabric.
Oh my god. Did you see?
I
It's like the cheese all over again.
We'll show this at the end.
Perfect.
I'm so excited about it. I might start it Sunday.
I think, oh my god, that'd be so
Maybe
fun.
we'll work on it tomorrow afternoon.
So fun. Okay,
Okay, we're back.
we're back. So we did our intro.
We did. We're in Connecticut. It's a beautiful day.
Yeah.
You're here till Sunday morning.
Sunday
mid,
morning, yep,
usually.
Especially because we have Monday off because of Labor
Yes,
Day.
which I forgot. It's Labor Day.
So it'll be nice to have equally, like some time up
Both
there
places,
to unwind
yes.
a little.
I agree. Although I want to keep you for the week.
I know. When we have two cars, I feel like it'll be a game changer. I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
I think it could. It all depends.
Yeah.
It's just all timing, and it's more. I feel like those are spur of the moment things.
Totally.
Like just spur of the moment.
Yeah.
Like this will work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're down here, and Mom and I are both suffering from memory issues.
I had such wild dreams last night. I think that's why I'm tired.
That
They were
could
very
totally be.
draining dreams. I had two really weird draining dreams.
Yeah.
And I think it like really is impacting my awareness today. Like,
So did it happen so that you were in the middle of an intense dream when you woke up this morning?
definitely in the middle of the night, I woke up in the middle of a very intense dream.
Mhm.
And then again, yes, because Dad was already awake, made his coffee, was getting back in bed, and I'm like,
How did I not hear that?
I was trying desperately to wake up because I wanted to wake up and get Lily if you were still sleeping. So
Yeah.
I jumped in the shower quick. So I probably just moved too fast.
Well, I always feel like, sorry, I'm just trying to find the skin of your arm. I always feel like when I am woken up in the middle of an intense dream, it stays in the forefront of my mind.
Yes, and both of my dreams are kind of hanging there today.
Yes, and that is
Yes.
exhausting.
It's exhausting. The other piece is, this is really, I have finally acknowledged I have a morning routine. And when I don't get to have my morning routine is kind of on the ridiculous side.
What is it?
I will tell you, because I love to hear morning routines.
I'll tell you mine afterwards.
Okay, 'cause that's why. So
Yeah.
I wake up, I wake up pretty early. I would say anywhere from 6 o'clock, 5:30, 6 o'clock,
Mhm.
till 6. I very rarely would sleep even till 7 o'clock.
Mhm.
Now I wake up, but I do not get out of bed for at least an hour,
Mhm.
at least. So I open up, I check my Instagram feed, which I'm trying to break myself of that.
Mhm.
But I check if we get any orders during the middle of the night. I check what they are, because quite often that happens.
Mhm.
And then I play, oh, I don't know the name.
Oh, do you have a new game?
No, it's one that I played a long time, like
Nice.
Looney.
Oh.
I don't know, but I love it, and I'm really good at it. And but you only get 5 lives unless you beat
So
a life.
do you use all 5?
Yes, like I
in the
played
morning?
that. That's like I use all my lives. Sometimes I gain lives, which that goes a little longer. Like I don't remember, but I love it. It's a fun game. I'm surprised I love it. But then I build my puzzle of the day, which sometimes I'll do the puzzle plus the bonus on my Jig Zone app.
Okay.
Jig Zone. I don't know. I should know these things.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes I go back and recheck the Instagram, and then I get up. But this morning I didn't play the game or build the puzzles.
So maybe your brain is just like craving the stimulation that you typically have in the morning.
I feel like it's too late and I'm going to enjoy my morning routine tonight.
Totally.
Yes. But having said that, I never have my morning routine when you're here because I like to be up.
With Lily.
But between that and my dreams, I think it's affecting my like alertness.
Yeah.
It's really hot in here.
Are you hot?
Now I'm hot, but it's okay. We had to shut the windows. There's
a lot of very loud construction of some sort going on.
The beep beep of backing down. Maybe someone's having their house lifted.
And then well, yeah, because you were saying.
We have tons of houses being lifted in our state because of...
In the state or in the neighborhood?
No, in the state. It's a state thing. Because it was from a state quarry that everyone used.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
holy moly.
We actually are going to get ours tested.
We're talking about the foundation.
Foundation cracking.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's why it's a little bit warm in here because we had to close the window so it didn't overtake our
But it's okay.
talking. So my morning routine.
I'm anxious to hear this because I think I kind of know it.
You probably do. I feel like, especially my patrons, definitely know my morning routine because I always put it on my stories. So the night before, I ground my coffee beans and I put them in the coffee maker and I set the timer and it brews at exactly 6 o'clock every morning.
Can I interject? Yes. I'm so glad you're allowing yourself a little caffeine.
I'm allowing myself
with this
one cup.
pregnancy.
Yep.
I'm so glad you are because I think you need it. And it was a struggle watching you struggle.
It was really hard. And the first time was really hard too, but it was just me and my work. It wasn't me, my work, and a toddler. So I hemmed and hawed about it. I talked to my doctor at length and she said, please, just if you need it, allow yourself a cup of coffee. And it just kind of like sealed the deal for me. Like, okay, like.
You did all the due diligence around it and it does feel like.
It helps.
You need it. You gotta do what you gotta do to survive. I always say that. To survive a toddler, you break a lot of your own rules. You just got it. Your goal is to keep her alive and for you to survive.
My survival comes second, though.
Yeah. No, your survival actually,
should come first. I know.
Yeah. It's not easy, and she is not a difficult child.
She's not, but she's a toddler.
Exactly, that is the point. A toddler is a toddler is a toddler. Like, she has difficult days, but I think on the whole, she's pretty.
She's amazing.
She's pretty. Yeah, I mean, but.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I remember those days.
And you have never drank coffee. So I don't know how
drink coffee. I drank a lot of Coke and Diet Coke.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. You did have caffeine though.
Which that's bad for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Everyone has their vice.
Yeah. I didn't when I was pregnant. Especially, I don't think I ever drank Diet.
I feel like Diet didn't become a really big thing until like the late 90s.
And I love Coke.
Yeah.
Plain old Coke. I love it. I don't drink it, but I love it.
Yeah. It's pretty tasty.
Tangents.
So I set my timer. It brews at 6 o'clock exactly. And then when I'm so lucky. I am so lucky to have Justin.
You are, but he does what a good father does.
He does. He does. Oh, he definitely does.
Yeah, I mean,
even like, so what he does is he wakes up, he gets ready, he goes down, he pours me my coffee, he brings me up my little protein bar, and he puts it on my bedside stand, and he kisses me goodbye. And so that's what wakes me up. Isn't that amazing?
It's amazing, yeah.
And so he allows me that time, so then I wake up, I read a chapter or two in Harry Potter with my coffee and my protein bar.
Loving.
I'm obsessed with Harry Potter. I forget I talk about it a lot more on Patreon than I do here.
Yes.
I am in the middle of book 4. No, 6. No, 5. 5.
Oh my gosh.
5, 6.
Because there's
7 total, right?
7.
Okay, so I'm in the middle of book 5, The Order of the Phoenix. And I shouldn't even say I'm in the middle of. I have like maybe 100 pages left out of 900. Crazy.
Nothing makes me happier. Well, there's some things, but not a lot. Than watching or having you guys be readers.
Yeah.
Because I have always been such a big reader. Always. I've just loved reading. And you guys didn't have a love for reading. Jacob did.
Well, especially with Harry Potter.
Yes, when Harry Potter hit. But now all three of you, and Justin was a huge reader.
He's the reason I started.
Yeah. And Dad now is a reader. So I went from being an only reader to everyone reads.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And I don't know that I would have got, I mean, I actually was reading quite a bit before I started the Harry Potter books because I discovered the library.
Yes, yes. And you have had bursts of reading in your life.
I think now being a parent, I don't know why it shifted.
Setting that example.
Well, and it's just so funny too because I find myself during the day, I mean, you saw this morning, Lily loves to read more than anything in this entire world. She loves being read
reading to her.
So it's like I read all day long to her so that when I actually get, so I'm like exercising that muscle all day.
Absolutely.
So that when I get the opportunity to sit down and really like indulge in adult reading, not that Harry Potter's adult reading, but it comes more naturally.
Yeah. Yeah, but honestly, I do think it's an amazing example to set to children is because especially at a young age, they like to mimic.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right.
Unfortunately, most of my reading is done at night when
I wish.
it's the only time I read.
I zonk out the second I start reading. Like I can probably get 3 or 4 pages in tops.
Me too. I wish that is something that I feel, it's so funny, like I don't feel like stitching or knitting or any of that is indulging during the day. I feel like reading is a total indulgent.
I totally agree.
I do. And not that I don't.
And that's not bad. That's just the way you feel.
Yeah.
Like, it's not.
No, and it's not like it's just weird. I feel like, you know why? I know exactly why.
Why?
I'm a producer.
You like to make
I'm a producer. I really, really am. So that in my waking hours, I want to be producing. That's why.
I get it.
Solve that mystery.
I get it. But I love on the weekend, though, when Justin's home, I will sneak away for like an hour or two and sit on the porch and read Harry Potter.
Good for you.
It is really nice. Like, that's my thing, is I can only be a good reader when I'm waking up and I am full of energy.
Well, because if you're tired, it puts you out like a light.
It like just kind of like gels your brain over, and I was like, okay, good.
I used to look at summer during the day as a lot of reading time poolside.
Yeah.
I haven't done that in years.
Yeah. That was, remember when I lived on Cape Cod for that summer? I read so many books on the beach.
I thought of that.
It was so fun. Anyway.
So that's your morning routine.
That's my morning routine. And then like so it's like a half an hour that I read typically, and then Lily starts to stir. I get ready for the day, and then...
Do you feel like it's a vital... Because for me, it's become a vital piece of...
I would not survive. Though, recently, what was it? For some reason, I like didn't have my book in the morning. It was this past week. Or no, I did have my book, but Melody had released a new podcast. So I support Melody Hoffman, who has the Mandarins podcast on YouTube. But we support her on Patreon, and she has great vlog footage. So every time she uploads an episode, I need to find time to watch it.
Yes.
So that day, I knew she had uploaded one the night before. So I was like, okay, instead of reading Harry Potter today, I'm going to ice stuff down.
That's a beautiful, like, quiet. I need a quiet entry into my day. Yes. I don't like to just get up and move. I remember the name of my game.
What?
Toon Blast.
Toon Blast. Oh, I feel like that's a pretty well-known game.
Is it? I love it.
Either that or maybe I just recognize it.
Yeah, I love it. So yeah. So morning routines are important. I never acknowledged that.
They set you up for success.
They do. Why did it take... Sometimes I wonder why it takes so long for me to process things like that.
Well, because if it's just your nature, if that's just what you do, it's not, you never need to recognize it as a necessity because it just happens.
Yeah, but boy, when I don't have it, I'm just out of sorts.
Yeah.
So there. We're in the dining room, and let's talk about what's surrounding us.
We are surrounded by all of our holiday knitting kits. So the 8 skeins of Hanukkah and the 25 skeins of Christmas.
Well, those are in the basement. You haven't been down there.
No, we need to do that once we're done here.
These are only the 8 skeins of Hanukkah.
Oh my god.
You're going to die. I
can't even imagine how many skeins are downstairs.
You're going to die. So I had 2 very good friends help me package this assortment up. I did the 25 skeins alone and it took me a week. And it was fine. It fit into where I was at mentally for dying or not dying. And
did you find it meditative at all? Just the repetition, or is it just annoying?
In a sense, I watched a ton, which we'll talk about later, of videos.
Cool.
That kept me sitting there. And the bit you are gonna die, because they walked downstairs and went, oh my god, because there's 2,500 mini skeins bagged up down there. There's only 800 in this room.
Yeah.
20, yeah. So
there's a lot of mini skeins.
So I honestly think, I've talked about this on Periscope, I think I'm going to start the boxing and shipping because they have to leave my house.
Well, and you want to know what? We're getting so close to the holiday season anyway. I mean,
it just feels like to have 200, I think there's 225 boxes.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot, where you guys will only have one. Does that sound bad?
No, and like you can tuck it away.
Yeah,
like
you can hide it.
Have your significant other or a friend hide it for you.
And you're not going to see anything. They're all you can open the boxes.
But that's the other thing is if you want, like, set up your little garland. I talked about on Patreon how like I am really dedicated this year to Advent knitting.
I'm going to try to be. I want to be.
That's how I should
shawl.
Phrase it. I'm going to do a cowl.
Yeah, we talked about this. So with our advent calendars, because I went and dyed us each up one, unless I counted wrong, and we have to relinquish them. We'll know once
we'll figure that
out. Once I don't think so though. I think our counting is right. Yeah, so you could put them in a beautiful basket, or do what Denise does and make a little tree and make it part of your ornaments. But I can't. They're like making me a little claustrophobic.
There's just a lot,
and it's interesting. I no longer like to have pieces of the business in our living space.
Totally, I get that.
Yeah, besides, of course, my studio is part of our living space, but it's separate,
right,
in a way. But there's too many mini skeins hanging out up here.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot.
Yeah, so I hope people are okay. Everyone on Periscope is like, oh, send them out.
I know a lot of people have messaged us
like when,
they're ready. So I think it's okay.
Plus, in our Shopify shop, we're storing all the labels.
Yeah, but they are still for sale in our shop. So we have dyed X number of these kits. So if you are interested in purchasing either the 8 skeins of Hanukkah or the 25 skeins of Advent, head over and do that. Whatever we have left over by the time Needles Up Rhinebeck hits, we will probably bring with us. Yes. So that will give you an idea of the timeline as far as if you want to purchase them. That will kind of be your deadline, beginning, middle of October.
Yes, I honestly don't think there's that many left because a bunch sold last week. Yeah, so I don't think there's a lot left.
But there are some.
Yeah, so I'm hoping this week they'll get all boxed up and packaged up and oh, I am going to feel, and it's also going to energize me for Needles Up. Yeah. It's going to take away that thing that's pulling me down.
I totally get it.
But I have started Needles Up and I'm so excited about it.
I'm getting super excited just for fall in general, and because that fall's in there, it's like it's even renewed my knitting mojo. Just knowing that fall is here, the cooler weather, the crisper air. Like I have been knitting, nonstop lately.
You have been. I just feel like when I think of fall, it's like I just feel like a warm embrace. I can feel it in my body.
Do you want to know what I did this past week? I shouldn't even say that. It was yesterday morning when I brewed my coffee. I put in...
You talked about this. I saw it.
On my Patreon account, I know. So Molly actually was the one who recommended this to me probably about a year ago. I put in... We have this fresh organic ground cinnamon. And I put it in...
I think I would like it.
I think you would too. If you put like a little bit of milk, you would die. You would love it. So I put it in the grounds of the coffee. It is a game changer. And then I had a few friends from Patreon message me and say you could even curate your own pumpkin spice. I think Lacey commented or messaged me and said that all of the spices that they use in a pumpkin spice, just the dry spices, not the sweet pump things, or add cardamom, or you could just do so much with it. But cinnamon for me was perfect.
You know what I almost wanted to do this weekend? Because someone was talking about it, I forgot who. I almost wanted to make Thanksgiving dinner tomorrow. Should we do that? We couldn't get a turkey.
Not a whole turkey. I bet we could get a couple of breasts. We can figure that out.
Let's think about it.
Because I would even just do like a Thanksgiving sandwich. Like get really yummy, hearty rolls and get just like a couple turkey breasts, slice them up, some cranberries.
I want the mashed potatoes and
you can still do all of that. And then you put that in the sandwich.
Oh.
Yeah, and then you drizzle it with gravy, and then you just have this massive honkin' Thanksgiving dinner between delicious bread. I'm just saying.
Okay. So I feel like because you've been saying you've used the word Patreon a couple times.
So much because it's taken over. It's been so fun.
Yeah, it's been so fun. But so I think you should take a second to explain what it is to people that are like, what is she talking about?
Totally.
I feel like quite a few people know, so I hope it's not too redundant, but I do think it's worth talking about. And then I wanted to say something at the end of that.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So right now, for the last 3 months now, I've been running a Patreon account under the name Chelsea Makes. I'll put the link. I put the link in the last show notes too, but I'll put it again in these ones. I offer 3 different tiers of support. We are doing knit-alongs over there. There are some fun coupon codes that I've been offering over there. It's basically, I don't know. I just feel like
It's extra content.
It's extra. That's I think the thing that you were probably going to say.
Yes.
Is the Patreon that I am running is not what we have become. It is an extra. So
it's
if
extra. It's I think you said this once. It's a little bit more of an intimate look.
Yes.
Into mostly you, sometimes the two of us, but it's mostly you and your makes.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a little deeper look than this is.
Yes. Yeah, so some of like the personal touches, like you see a lot of our weekend excursions with Lily and Justin and myself, and if mom and dad are up, I do a lot of footage with that, or if we have friends visiting, or if we go to a fun event. A lot of that added bonus behind the scenes footage comes at the end of my weekly vlogs. So the big reason that I decided Patreon was a good idea is because so many of you through our YouTube comments have said, you know, I wish you guys I'm so hard because I say vlog and then podcast. Podcasted more, and unfortunately because we are so far away geographically, it's just not feasible for us to do it any more than we do. Otherwise we would. Yeah, or I mean there's one other app we're gonna look into to see if we can make it work, because we want to put out a quality video. Right. Really, we do. So it's hard to do that when you're in 2 places. Like this is just more aesthetically pleasing, everything about it. But so that was kind of my original goal, was like I know I have enough content on my own that I could offer a really fun vlog. Yes. On a weekly basis. So that's what I'm offering now. But it also really, it's a lot more time intensive. For you. It's a job. It's like a little part-time job besides doing the business end of it. But it's amazing because, and I spoke about this during our last LegacyKnitz podcast, the community that has grown over there, lovely, is amazing. Like they really, truly just leave me every time I go to try and describe it, it leaves me speechless because they're so supportive and they're so smart and they're such great makers and they're just such loving people. And so anyway, I don't know where I was going with that because of my pregnancy brain, but another one of the big draws with that Patreon account is you have a if you decide to support me over there, you gain access to a Patreon only Instagram account. Yes. Which is where I do a ton of stories. I really kind of show you behind the scenes in my making and my gardening. You would know her morning routine. You would know my morning routine. But all of that being said, like mom said, this is all completely extra. We're not going to be taking away the podcast. You will still get everything that we typically offer. It's just added if you want it. Yes, and that was my concern because you put up teasers a lot on Instagram so people can get a feel for it. And, and I saw several comments saying, oh, I wish I could afford it. And I was like, oh gosh, we never want our followers to feel like the only way you have access to us is through Patreon. Right. That's a bonus. It's totally bonus. Still have access to our Instagram account, and obviously we podcast whenever we possibly can. Yeah.
I feel like that's going to up again because of holidays. We're going to be seeing each other more.
Definitely.
You're down for the Thanksgiving break. I'll be up in between. So it's so much more than this.
Yeah, it's just like an extra 3, because I feel like we're pretty good about being monthly.
We are.
So it's just an extra 3 podcasts a month. Yeah. A vlog. I call it a vlog.
Yeah. But I just didn't want anyone to ever feel left out or like, okay, she's back. Okay. Yeah, so don't want to go on and on, but that was my concern, was I didn't want anyone to feel like, oh my gosh, they're only doing it that way. Like nothing is going to change. That's just bonus stuff. That's bonus. It's super fun.
It's fun. Stuff. We have a blast. This is actually a good segue into what we're knitting. Let me just get this marker securely attached real quick. So right now we are doing a knit along over on Patreon, our second knit along. And it is called the Brioche Bonanza Cal, which is why I'm brioching.
I always want to join you on these, and I can't.
I know. It's a good one. It started probably close to a month ago, and it's running until right before Rhinebeck.
Yes.
So I am knitting. Who knows if I will finish this in time for then? I hope I will, but I'm kind of a little bit distracted with some other projects too.
Yeah.
So I'm knitting the Brioncho by Stephen West.
Only Stephen West would name something a Brioncho.
And it makes perfect sense.
And it's perfect.
It's a brioche poncho. I'll put a picture on the screen here so that you guys have an idea of what it is. I'll try and describe it too. It's basically a poncho. He knit his so that it was like right at the waist or maybe just below it. And the armholes are kind of down lower here, which I like because it's good for knitting.
Yeah, so you can use them or not too,
totally.
Right?
Well, the only thing is it isn't flared like a traditional poncho.
Oh, okay. So it's a little like
it's almost like a tube
with holes.
But it's so a wide tube. There's a lot of positive ease.
Yes.
There's a lot of positive ease.
Sad that I had to think about that.
I didn't even know. So it's, like I said, it's not traditional, but I think the way I described it on one of my vlogs was, for me, it's going to be, you know how when it's fall or winter and it's chilly and you want to have a blanket around your shoulders when you're knitting, but it constantly falls off and you're constantly...
Yes.
It's going to be my wearable blanket that I can tuck myself into. It will grow with my belly.
Love it.
I told everyone I was pregnant last time, right?
I think so. Yes.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Chelsea's pregnant.
I'm pregnant. I'm due in January. For anybody that didn't watch last episode and is just
I can't remember.
I can't remember either, but I'm due in January. We are having another little girl, and I'm about halfway there. I'm 20 weeks on Monday.
Oh, don't even say that. There's so much I want to do, and like haven't even started.
Oh, it's totally fine.
It is. So it's the fun of it.
I know. It's okay though. It's okay. We keep saying, like, we just keep forgetting.
I keep forgetting because I don't see you every day. I mean, we FaceTime a lot, but quite often that's not like you're at your desk
right. It's not the same. It's not the same. But so anyway, it'll be great for that because it'll grow with me, or I can grow into it, I suppose.
And use it afterwards.
Totally.
So can I say this? What I love about the cals that you've done so far, they're a little challenging.
Totally.
Not challenging, but they encourage people. I feel like it's super encouraging to try it because you're all doing it together. Like it's as new for you as it is for them.
Absolutely.
Like you're not. I love that about any type of groups. It's like no one's in charge. You're just the facilitator.
Right.
Like you're not in charge. That is the whole community.
I'm learning just as much, if not more, than everybody else.
So you're just there facilitating and gathering. But like you did the
9-inch sock 9-inch afterthought sock cal, which was I learned 2 new
techniques. Did you ever end up cutting it?
Yeah. Oh, I have it right here.
I missed the whole thing.
I still haven't knit the heel, but I cut it.
You cut it.
I don't know if I showed this last time, but yeah.
You didn't.
I did it. I'm so excited. It was so good.
So I know it is. It's just one of those things you just gotta do it. Yeah. I think I even know how to do it, but
I thought so too. It was not what I thought.
It wasn't. Do you have a waist yarn in there?
I didn't do waist yarn. I did a true afterthought. Purely because I was too lazy to stop knitting the tube and put the waist yarn.
Yeah, I think that's the part I like, that was as new to you. Those socks are gorgeous.
I really gotta get going on the second sock.
Holy cat, they're so big.
I know. I want them to be super slouchy.
I love them.
And super cozy. I'm curious to see how the afterthought heel fits on my foot. because I've heard mixed reviews.
I have some with like the fish lips Kissio, which is the same, really.
Similar, yeah.
Oh, I love it.
I did it.
I know.
And I did
there.
I know.
We can't see anything where we live. We never know what's going on in the real world.
No. But yeah, I cut this on a live. So we also do live Instagram chats every Friday. Not this Friday. I told them because I'm down here. We're recording. Yeah. But so I actually cut it with all of my patrons.
I think that is so cool.
It was so fun, and the prizes were really cool. And this knit along, I actually downstairs, I'm going to try and figure out what I want to do for this prize. I have a couple of ideas.
So great.
Yeah, we're having a good time. And the best part about both of these knit alongs, they've both come about through our live discussions.
Again, that's what I love.
So
it's a group. It's a group. Everything's a group effort.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone is equal.
We are.
I know.
It's amazing. It's so much fun.
It reminds me a lot of my Periscope.
Yeah.
It does. Yes, tight-knit little community that I love.
Yes. So we'll stop harping on, I don't mean to harp on it. No. It's just literally what I do every single day. So it's like hard not to keep referencing it.
Yes. So anyway, so you're working on that.
That's what I'm working on. Oh, and I should just say too, I'm knitting this out of our yarn. This is a DK weight project. Or I'm sure you could hold 2 strands fingering and marl it if you want, you know, Stephen West. But the right side is tuxedo and the wrong side is espresso bean.
Hopefully I love espresso bean.
Me too. And
I love it with tuxedo, and I would not have picked it.
Yep.
That's what I love about your choices.
I just wanted it to be, well, and so I should also say too, once I get to a certain point, like I think I want it to be the lower third of it, I'm going to start striping some other neutrals on the wrong side.
Yes.
Because I have all of my leftovers from my Comfort Fade cardigan that I'm going to stripe at the bottom.
Oh my God, that is beautiful. Darn it.
I'm so excited.
I'm hoping doing this is going to motivate me to want to knitting on everything.
Totally.
The problem is I have a lot of commitment knitting, which
you do.
Even though I'm loving it, it's like,
when you see fun projects, it's like, but
I feel locked to it. It's okay. I'm not complaining.
I get it. But yeah, so many people have learned how to brioche knit through this knit along. So like looking at the Ravelry page, I'm like, oh my God, that's so cool.
So you have a Ravelry page too?
Yes, but again, it's exclusive to patrons. There's no way for me to really monitor that. I just trust people to just respect that.
I have not even gone on Ravelry in so long. And I feel so bad because people message me there and gift me things, and I've got to go on this week just to see.
Yeah.
Because I feel terrible. I'm already done with my second sleeve.
You knit that in probably 2 hours.
2 hours.
Top.
Okay.
So what do you knit? That is my spiel.
Okay, what I'm knitting on right now is another Antler sweater by TinCanKnits. This is, it's interesting, so we'll talk about this. This is Malabrigo, pretty sure, forgot the name, the color. Got it at Muslim Yarn, I love it, but I thought I bought a worsted weight and I bought a sport weight. So what I did is,
that'll actually be a really nice weight sweater.
It's a really, I love the weight, the drape, the weight. But, so I went to a size 8, so I'm making this for my cousin's daughter, is having a little girl, and she has a little girl, so kind of like you. So this is for Callie, who is 3, but I went to the size 6-8 because of the weight of the yarn.
6 to 8 years old?
8 years old, because she would be 4 to 6. But I was so nervous. But what I'm doing is all the length measurements, I'm doing to 4 to 6.
That's perfect.
Yeah, so this is, because this wraps around. And then, you know, you knit the sleeves separate, and then you join them all, and then you do the gorgeous antlers. Gorgeous.
Lily still has hers. I wonder if hers will fit her.
I don't think it's small.
But I've got to use it for the new baby.
Yes. Yes. So this little sprinkle is going to be next Sunday. I'm ridiculous.
You can do it.
I can do it because I feel like this weekend it's kind of, I'm going to do the next 2 sleeves, maybe even the next body.
Totally.
And then,
is that just
back and forth,
Yep,
and
totally
figuring like when Lily's here and like she doesn't sit in one place, and you know, like I just observe her more than anything. Unless she really wants to be on the floor play, I love to do that. But when she's just kind of wandering, it's like I did this last night.
Well, and it's great because you can just be knitting, and then be like,
drop it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's no increasing going on. So this is my big to-do.
I do like
super pretty.
That colorway is stunning.
Isn't it pretty?
Yeah, it's really nice.
It's very much a form of tuxedo, which is just so deeper. Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like you.
Yeah, when I was knitting with it, it's like, gosh, why didn't I use our own yarn? But you know what? I love to. You know what? Honestly, I love to every once in a while not use our yarn.
Totally.
Because then it doesn't feel quite like work. But this is done.
Yeah, I love that.
So yeah, that's my. And it's living in. I already lost it because Lily had it, and
Was it your succulent bag?
Yeah.
Didn't I hand that to you?
I feel like it's on this chair, maybe.
Maybe it's on my chair.
We have lost things all morning long. Shoes.
Since
Lily only had one shoe. Thought we had to go shoe shopping.
That was Justin's fault.
Listen, he said not to talk about him.
As he was leaving, he goes, "Don't talk about me too much. I know you like to talk about me a lot." And I want to say, we're not going to be talking about you in the way you want us to be talking about you after that little fiasco.
The loss of the shoe. It's okay. I don't need it. I don't even know where it is.
Where could it have gone?
I don't know. It's fine. I've shown it a million times.
It's right here. Is it there?
Oh, it's living in my gorgeous Joanna. I love drawstring bags.
Me too.
I love them all of a sudden. Uh-oh.
It's okay. So say hi to Grampy.
Yeah. So.
Romo. It's Grandpa. It's okay. You're okay, buddy. Do you want to go say hi to him? Can you come out this way?
Romo's had an injury.
Yeah,
so
he tore his little tendon that holds his patella in place, so he has to be immobile as much as possible. Anyway, go ahead.
Anyways, so it's living in here.
I love Joanna's bag.
I do too.
Oh, and I almost brought mine.
I just love, I don't know why, the drawstring.
Well, and hers are so gorgeous.
I know, I love the drawstring. I love I loved when Lily, I gave it to her and she was holding it and then she was doing this. She was like dragging it behind
because she's too short to actually carry it.
So cute.
But yeah, like the quality of this bag is just so beautiful. Joanna is such a great maker.
I know,
I have her embroidery bag with this fabric.
Oh, yeah.
I almost brought it down with me, but then I finished a little embroidery piece before I came down, so I
saw that.
didn't end up needing it. That's so cute.
So cute.
So anyway, I cannot say, and her newsletters are beautiful. Like she is just such a great maker.
I have been so bad lately. I don't open email, and even like Instagram, I've not been really. I think in the packaging, I got so engrossed in these videos that's been my like go-to. So I feel a little disconnected.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need a little.
It's okay. It's all good.
A little detour.
So what else are you working on?
So what should I do next? Should I do Lily's sweater or should I do the fun littles?
Do Lily's sweater first. Let's leave those for the end because then we can tie it into the yarn.
I agree. And I can also show I brought my baby socks too.
Oh, I thought you meant the bag.
Oh, the bag
I showed
too.
the bag last time.
I think I show it every time.
Gorgeous.
I'm on.
I love it. I love her bags too.
I know.
I kind of am on a bag thing again.
I
want a bunch.
And because I don't have a ton, and as I'm knitting more, I'm like, oh shoot, like I should probably just have a few really good staples.
Yes, and I cleaned my office and I vowed, which already I haven't, is to keep everything in projects because I tend to pile, and so now I have a pile of minis. I can't keep it clean. I need an assistant.
It's hard though. You have a lot to manage in that little space.
That space is really starting to bother me.
Yeah.
I can't believe what I produce in that little space.
I can't either.
I really can't. And I do. I produce a lot, but
yeah.
Oh boy, lately it's like, oh, I wish I had more space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah. But go ahead.
So I am knitting Lily a little cardigan for this fall and winter. Hopefully I can get it done.
Oh, you will?
I think I will because I'm kind of on a roll with it right now. This is the Playdate cardigan by TinCanKnits. I'm knitting her the size 1 to 2 years old. And I'm knitting it out of junk yarn, her smooth sock base, and this is her Mabel colorway. And so far I've really enjoyed it. It was a weird construction.
You said that last time.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I figured it out, but I just don't like how, because I'm kind of like you, where like I don't count the rows, I don't measure everything exactly.
I do everything in my life so haphazardly.
It's not that. It's just very, like, you just have a very
intuitive spirit.
Yeah, like it's just,
Yeah,
You
haphazard
feel it.
is too negative of a word, but I do everything intuitively. So I'm not, like, I garden that way, I cook that way,
Nothing
I knit
is
that way.
precise.
I forgot to bring in the spinner. We will have to get
We'll
that.
pause and go grab it.
We will pause. It just hit me because I don't know how to spin either. I do that way. And I do it really well.
That's the thing. Like, do you enjoy it?
I do.
Well, there you go.
So
That's all you need.
Yeah, it's just when you're around people that aren't that way.
You're like, oh shoot, maybe I should be
Yeah,
doing it
like,
different.
oh, I'm doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so what I found with this construction was I had a hard time really, like, this sleeve hole is bigger than this sleeve hole because I'm sure I did this probably a quarter of an inch shorter than this.
The same.
So you can see here, you kind of seam together the front and the back. It wasn't my favorite construction. I will definitely
You said that
say
last time, and you're really sticking by it. So it's not like it was new.
Because now I'm a little bit disappointed that I wasn't more precise about it, but I wasn't going to go back. So now, like, this sleeve's a little bit smaller than this sleeve is going to be.
Oh, but one of her arms has got to be longer than the other.
Well, it's not even length, it's the circumference.
One is fatter than the other.
Well, and the other thing is her arms are so tiny, like, she would never fill out this sleeve. So it's not going to, I know it's not going to matter, but it's one of those things that's just kind of like in the back of my mind. It's kind of bugging me.
Yeah.
But anyway, it is a beautiful pattern. If I had taken the time, this is all completely on me. It's not a judgment of the pattern. It's just a personal preference and my...
It doesn't fit your style of knitting is basically the fairest way to put it, which is so understandable.
Yeah. So I've been working on the sleeve on the drive down here. I cast it on the night before. I got a few inches done and now I'm through the decreases, and Mom and I were talking about this before we started recording. Now I need to change to smaller needles so I can do the ribbing. But yeah, all I have left is to finish the ribbing on this sleeve, do this sleeve here, and then there's a button band. And I can't decide if I want to put buttons on it or not, or if I just want it to be an open cardigan for her.
I like one little button on the top.
Well, so
it flares.
But it doesn't, so the neckline actually goes like this and then down.
So that won't work.
So if I were to do a button, it would just be like in the center.
I would do a button band, try it on her, see how you feel about it.
So I'll have to block it. Now, so...
Because you need to, put the
holes, right?
Put the first, unless you probably do this for the whole thing.
I'm going to look at the instructions, see how because I've never done buttonholes.
They're not hard. They're not hard.
So maybe I'll just do that. Maybe I'll just do it. I skipped the pocket part because I was too lazy.
It's okay.
I was having so much fun knitting back and forth.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not going to do the pockets.
Yeah, she doesn't need pockets.
But it is a really cute sweater, and I'm really enjoying using Kemper's yarn. She's a beautiful yarn dyer, and
super pretty.
I just think I want her to wear this to, like she did with all of her other sweaters that you knit her last year.
Wear them to death.
Just wear them until there's food covering them.
Yeah, wear them to death. It's just their sweaters.
Yeah.
They're not meant to be like looked at and pristine.
Not for us anyway. Not for me.
Us. Not
so,
for us. Yeah.
And I'm knitting her little sleeves with 9-inch needles. These are Knitter's Pride Zings.
I'm doing the same, and I love them.
Yeah, they're fantastic. And actually, I had posted a picture of this for a story or something.
It's all about finding a way to hold them because they're tiny. And at first, I was like, oh, and now I've got it.
It's
like,
once
I'm
you
gonna
have
make all the sleeves that way.
Once you have a substantial amount of fabric, it's much easier.
Yeah, it's really good.
So anyway, that's my other bigger project that I'm working on.
Yes.
What else are you working on?
I feel like you should check your messages because you've gotten. I just worry because Justin is out with Lily. Oh, it's just pictures. Oh,
I wonder if he went to Northeast.
I went to Henry Park.
Oh, is that Henry?
Yeah.
Or is that Northeast School?
Keep going on. She's on
even
the
got a
slide.
big.
Oh, she loves it. That's Henry Park.
Is it Henry Park? Oh,
yeah, schools are hard now because schools are in session.
In session, that's right. Oh, look at the blink. I'll show you this picture. Hopefully you guys will.
She's the cutest, you guys.
The cutest alive.
Okay, good to know. I always worry when anyone is not present and people get texts.
Yes.
Okay, so next I'm going to show you, is it my turn?
Your turn.
In my Sandy by the Lakeside bag. This has been really good for my sweater.
This is a great sweater bag.
Oh gosh. This, oh my gosh, you guys. So, look at, I have one sleeve.
That is so stunning.
This is my love notes. It is so beautiful. It fits really well. It has, what are they doing?
Could you see what they're doing?
Taping, but you can whisper. What are they doing up there?
Oh, they're clearing out the woods, like in the lot over that long one that goes all the way down.
Oh, I wonder if they're building a new...
Big thing in there, plowing down trees. And
Jeez Louise. So really going after it. It almost sounded like when it started that they were like digging up your
Driveway.
car
Well,
drive.
that's why I went outside. It was just like, it sounded like it was in the backyard.
Yeah, crazy.
All right,
Wait.
back to work. So yeah, so here it is. Oh my
fabric.
gosh.
What base did you use? Is it DK?
It's,
Fingering.
no, it's Cozy Toes.
It feels like silk.
I know, Cozy Toes and a strand of mohair. It is the antique lace, and it's not dry. I thought it was dry. Is it dry roast?
I thought so.
I can't remember if it's dry roast.
It's not
Dry roast.
espresso bean.
It's not espresso bean.
Mm-mm.
I'm running out.
Well, luckily,
I'm
I probably have some more.
Yeah. So, oh my gosh, I love the knit. I wish I didn't put it down, but I had to.
And you know what? When you pick it back up, you're gonna be like, oh my god.
Yeah, all I have left is the sleeve.
One sleeve.
One
Look
sleeve.
It.
I know. It's stunningly beautiful.
Are you
guys.
excited to block out the lace?
Yes, I cannot wait to block it.
Oh my
I thought,
God, Mom.
I was really worried it was so big. It's
No,
not.
it's gonna be
not. It fits me.
perfect.
I forgot what size I did. I did a big size, you know me. Because I
Mhm.
like a big sweater, but oh my gosh, you guys. I think my yarn choice is amazing. I
Like,
love
my
this
jaw
yarn.
drops every time I see it.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I might go, I don't know.
Have you tried it on since you've knit the sleeve?
I can't remember.
Because I'm just curious to know where it falls. Like,
Yeah,
is it a really?
I
drop-
went long. It's very dropped.
Okay.
I went long. I don't want short sleeves.
Yeah.
I don't.
I like the balloon quality of.
I don't remember it fitting that balloony, but it
Maybe
might.
it doesn't. It just looks that way.
Yeah,
from
it's just, the pattern is so much fun.
I have yarn to knit one of those,
You-
and I can't wait for my like mojo to knit that.
I love it. I love the mohair. I love. You know what? I want to make a no frills so bad.
Do it.
I
You will
know.
not regret
Maybe
it.
we'll pick out the colors.
Uh huh.
I'm just loving sweater. Wait till you see the next sweater. Anyways,
If you finish these sweaters, your closet is going to be stocked for
I
this
kind
fall.
of do have a bunch, and I'm gonna bring them to Needles Up, obviously, so you guys can see how the yarn plays. I find that to be so important.
Definitely.
Like this, the way this played together, because I was going from buttercream for the mohair to dry roast. And I think I talked about it last time.
it would be a totally different look. Is that me? Is that
I don't
you?
know.
It doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Anyways, I went with the dry roast, and what that dry roast does to the antique lace, it gives it so much life.
100%.
It's, and I've sent out a bunch of this yarn, so there's a bunch of people doing this. And I'll insert this now, because right now we're doing a lot of concentrating on Needles Up, which does not mean we're not dyeing other yarn. If you see something like this or a combination and it's not in the shop, email us, because I will absolutely get it dyed up for you like that.
Mhm.
It's just right now my concentration is
Needles Up.
more Needles Up,
Right.
but I have plenty of time to do both. It's just deciding what to put where. So do not hesitate if there's something that you really want and you don't see it in the shop. 9 times out of 10, I'm dyeing it for Needles Up. So
I was gonna say it almost works because it's like you're in the middle of dyeing for something, so you just
I'll
make the
just
batch
add
a little
more.
bigger.
Yeah, I'll add more. So I'm happy to do that. So don't be like, oh, they don't have enough in the shop for what I want. So that's kind of shop news in between, but
Yeah.
it's more geared towards your sweater making.
I could see. I wish it was gonna be colder at Rhinebeck. It never is, but I could see that with a beautiful, like, kind of like how Mrs. Schmalberger always dresses up a
With
white,
a white
collar,
collar.
like underneath.
And white tails. Yeah.
Beautiful.
I could see myself wearing that to Rhinebeck.
The Sheep and Wool Festival.
Yes, to the festival.
Yes.
I cannot see wearing it at Needles Up. It will be at Needles Up being displayed.
Yeah, it'll be too warm.
Yeah, we're lucky if we can wear like a light blouse.
I was in a
kind of
t-shirt
thing.
last night.
Yeah, it's warm. It's warm.
So yeah, it's gorgeous. Like I said,
Thank
I can't
you.
wait.
I am so pleased with it. Again, everything in my life is almost done.
It's okay. Because then you're gonna
Oh.
go through like a month where everything just finishes up.
Yes.
And you're gonna be like,
I should check that.
let me go look.
Sorry, guys.
Do you remember where you're from?
It should be like right there, because we want to grab the, you know what, while you're in there?
Yeah.
Chelsea is our runner today. I should be the runner. Yeah, she's getting something that we will talk about at the end that I bought. She's coming back. Yeah.
I don't think it's anything important. It's work.
Work.
Maybe Paige.
Oh, yes. Let me just answer Paige. Paige, if you're watching, I'm answering your text right now.
Right, meow.
She's the best. Cut needles up. That way she's probably at work and can.
Yes.
Typically, I don't even have my.
Ring
Especially
out.
when you guys are here, I barely even look at my phone.
Yeah.
Yes,
All
yes,
right.
and yes, and yes.
I'm gonna show this
Paige,
back.
you have been answered. She's gonna laugh.
Look at this bag. Let's see by the legs.
Sandy is one of our vendors.
Yes.
Nothing makes me
I
happier.
don't know if it's it is focusing good.
Nothing makes me
I
happier.
know, and it has a beautiful gingham
Oh,
pattern.
I love her
inside.
gingham.
The beautiful linen on the bottom, or canvas on the bottom. So
She just did a collaboration with Christina of Chelsea Yarns.
gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Saw those.
And I know they were kind of exclusively for that event, but I think Christina said if she has any left, she will be selling them in her shop. They're gorgeous.
So it's the bottom is like a pink, a
Sparkly.
really light pink sparkly canvas.
and then
so
like denim-y, almost like my bag, similar but not
But
quite.
not the same, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they're gorgeous. They're gorgeous. They're gorgeous.
So
I love these.
I know. Have you even seen them in real life?
No.
So I'm knitting baby socks for the new baby.
I love that you're knitting them socks. Her.
Me too. I don't know what came over me, but I think it was the pattern got recommended and it looked like such a great pattern that I was
Yes.
like, oh, I have to knit.
But honestly, I'm not quite sure who you are right now because everything you're knitting is so fiddly.
Fiddly.
And I believe maybe a week or two ago you were like, I don't knit fiddly things.
I don't do that.
I know. And now that's all you're doing.
And it's so
And
much
you're
fun.
loving it.
Do you want to know what the thing is? Because for me, I think similar to you, like I knit something when I want the final product. I don't care about the process. I like the I like the
Yeah.
process. I want whatever it is that
I'm
I'm
a
making.
producer, yeah.
Yes. So because they end up being done so quickly, it's like I get this and that's like
small.
I know.
How many around?
36.
That's
Maybe 32,
small.
maybe 32. I think maybe these are 36.
So Lily must need like, and what size needles are you using?
US 2s?
Those are twos.
No, this is different.
Oh,
These
feel
are
like,
US 2s.
wow, those are not.
These are US 2s.
These aren't twos.
You sure?
I would say threes. Oh wait,
Mm-mm. US
Does it say
2.
two?
Yep, 2 US.
Wow.
2.75 millimeter.
Those seem thick. Oh, they're so sharp.
That's what Lily fell on.
Sorry. Lily.
She just loves climbing.
She's
So,
a climber.
anyway, through Patreon, one of my good friends over there recommended the Perfect Newborn Socks by Tabitha Gandee, who is one of the Hey Sisters podcasters and former yarn dyers. It's an excellent pattern.
Those two girls,
So talented.
when their children are raised and they have time, they're
gonna take over the
so
world.
talented. They are
Yeah.
in so many areas.
Yeah,
Not
it's
just
unbelievable.
knitting. They are prolific in everything they do. I am in awe
Same.
of them.
Same.
And then they have 100 kids
Yeah.
that they're raising beautifully.
They're amazing.
Yeah.
I'll put I
Yeah.
should say now, all of our show notes are down in the down bar in YouTube. That's the only place you can find them. But there will be active links, so if you want to check out their podcast, it'll be down there.
I hope they do find time once in a while to podcast because I am always so inspired by them.
Yeah, and
I
see, I
really
haven't
am.
been following podcasts really at all, so I don't know how frequently they do or don't.
Not
but-
since they announced they were not stopping. But you know who's back? Maria Stitched in Sweden.
Oh, and she's pregnant right now.
She's pregnant. She's one of my favorite podcasters, and she was one of my start podcasters. And
Yeah, she was. One
I
of
won
the
a
originals.
giveaway on hers.
You did. That was a big deal.
I was like, it was so, and it was a knit along.
Yeah.
And it was the first one I ever joined, and she was so sweet, so sweet. But anyways, she's pregnant. She is right there with the Hey Sisters.
Her aesthetic.
She
is
sews
beautiful.
jean jackets, like with the outer stitching. She's made all the onesies.
I want to be able to do that.
I do too. I want to learn. I want to learn how to sew. But anyways,
Tangent.
Maria, I'm sure you don't watch us, but if you do, congratulations.
Yes,
and B, she's one of my favorite and so talented.
Yeah, she has great content.
So talented. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So, newborn socks. And so I knit this out of one of my, I had this Dragon Horde yarn mini bundle that I had been
gifted. I have one.
Yes, and the yarn is so beautiful to use. And I actually have another one of her skeins caked up here.
I wonder if I have the same ones as you.
I don't know. We should check it out.
We should check.
Yeah, so this is like a really pale pink. Isn't it sweet? So I might do another pair of cabled with this one. But
because your timing to need them.
I know.
He's going to need them.
I know. So so yes, like I was saying, this is the Dragon Horde yarn mini skein. I don't know if
it's looking good, I think.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Perfect. Oh no, it's focusing on our faces. There we go. You can kind of see it now.
So pretty.
So the great thing about this pattern is you get two different versions of it. You get a ribbed version and a cabled version. So this is the ribbed version, and then I started a cabled version. This is a lamb strings yarn.
Oh.
Look at how dangerous this is.
You're my daughter. That doesn't even
That's how I store my
alerts for me.
No red flags.
No red flags there with a baby.
Yep, no big deal. So this is the cabled version. Again, I hope it, yeah, there you go. This is the cabled version, and I'm knitting it out of a lamb strings yarn mini skein, again, that I've had in my stash, and I just thought it was a really sweet color.
You know why they're terrific? Because the pattern goes down to here. Anytime, like, I've done the vanilla socks, but they don't grip.
That was my biggest gripe when I was talking to my patrons. I was like,
you need those pearls.
Yeah, I would love to knit baby socks, but in my experience, they never stayed on Lily's feet.
Yeah, you need those. This looks so tiny. Like, you're gonna have a baby that little.
I just can't even. I forget how little Lily was.
And Lily was little.
She was little, yeah.
Little Lily. But yeah, all the patterning is beautiful. The patterning is going to keep it on there.
Hold it. And the heel too is fantastic. I forget it's like the square, the box heel.
Love the box heel.
So I think it's everybody said on my Patreon live feed that like this is the one. I know Stacy from Stress Knit said that actually Tabby or Rachel, I don't know who, but knit Eliza a couple pairs, and she said they stayed on great. So
good to know.
I'm excited about it.
Good to know.
And then I'll just do this one too really quick.
Yes.
I cannot say the name of this pattern. I don't know what the original origin of like what language it was.
Okay.
But they're little baby booties. I'll put the name on the screen.
Baby booties.
And I'll put a picture of what it will eventually look like, because right now it's just ribbing. But super cute. I'm using Legacy Fiber Arts Peaches and Cream. Because again, I just thought it'd be very sweet. No big deal.
I would drop it on the floor and
poke an eye out. But you bend the ribbing over like this, and then there's this beautiful boxy booty.
Such a booty. Oh, so warm.
I'm excited to pick these back up again, but I have a few other things, like I said, taking up my energy.
Yes. Well, as you have all the little fiddly things, I have another sweater.
Show me.
Because
I can't wait to see this one.
You haven't even seen it. It's
you've
gorgeous.
Done a lot.
So I am doing, I'm so afraid I'm not getting it done on time. I am doing the test knit for Mina. Oh my gosh, I don't know the name of the pattern. I feel like she did name it. Look at that sleeve.
She did Yorkshire, I believe.
Yes.
Only because I've done show notes.
Yes. Look at that sleeve. Whoa, this is a short, yeah, you do it.
Let me try and get it
I can't even see what I'm showing. Short row sleeve.
I love the fabric. I love the difference in texture.
It is such a beautiful textured pattern. I love the yarn. I love the yarn with it. I feel like it's going to be that go-to throw on. Again, I'm doing a really big size, but
it's a very similar shape to that.
Yes.
To the Love Knit.
Yes. So, oh my gosh, all I have left is the other sleeve. And
you're making me find it. What kind of yarn? DK?
DK. Want to be a dentist. I think this is one of my favorite.
It's gorgeous.
I think it's so neutral with interest. I love it. I love it. I'm enjoying this so much. I've enjoyed the knit so much. The problem is it's a big size, so there's a lot of knitting involved.
And so does the neck just stay this boat neck, or do you
I definitely have to put, I don't know what it is, but I've got to pick up the neck. Once I finish the sleeve, I'm going to do the neck.
Nice.
So that at least all the pieces are there.
Yeah.
But the feel of the yarn, I love. The
Look at the drape.
texture, everything about it, I love. I love the color. I
Can't
love
wait for
the
this
color.
winter because when I come to visit you, I'm just
You're gonna throw it
your
on.
sweaters.
And it's like a size 9900, but it,
Once you block though, it'll be beautiful.
yeah,
It is beautiful.
I
shouldn't
love
say
it.
It will be beautiful.
I love it. I also feel like if you are knitting any men's sweaters, even like a cable-y men's sweater, this yarn, the color is, I love it.
It's very tweedy without being tweed.
Without being tweed, and it's just beautiful.
I'm gonna put it in front of both.
Yeah. So again, that's the other piece we should talk about is if you need yarn in worsted weight, I can dye any colors in worsted. I don't
We
really
have the base.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
the base. I don't really stock it. But I have a bunch and I can get more because I am tempted to pick a worsted weight sweater for this. It would be,
Does she have it?
this is DK.
But is the pattern written for worsted or DK, or would you just adjust the needle
No,
size?
I wouldn't do this sweater again. I would do like a man's sweater.
The colorway, you're saying.
The colorway, I think, is stunning.
Yeah, it is. It truly is.
For
It's
men
very-
and women. And that's unusual in a color where, because I don't feel like wearing this, it'll feel masculine at all. It'll just feel very neutral. And oh my gosh, with black trousers.
Beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Yeah,
Anyways,
I love it.
again, almost done. Oh,
Like I said though, you're gonna go through a phase where you're like, I need to have these, and you're gonna be able to finish them in like a few days.
well,
time.
they all have to be done. That's the thing. And I keep, like, I really wanted to concentrate on this, but it's like this shower is next week. So this is my concentration right now. Then I'll go to this. This will get done, and then that will get done.
Yeah, you have a good plan.
Yeah, I only have one more thing.
So I just wanted to show the yarn that I'm going to be casting on. So I'm going to be casting on the Brune shawl by Melody Hoffman because I've been dying to knit one of her patterns because I'm so knee deep in her podcast and so inspired by her right now.
Her patterns are lovely. The I Smell Snow was hers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and it's really nice because when you're a patron of hers, she gives you like coupon codes very frequently for like 30% off or pick a free pattern or so that was one that I downloaded with a coupon code. I just recently downloaded Little Twigs with her. She gave us a free download.
I love that.
So anyway, I'm going to be knitting that shawl. I will try and put a picture on the screen so you know what it is because you're not going to get a good sense.
I can't even remember now.
It's beautiful.
Those two aren't as close together. But that's all right. It still shows the colorway.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think those were ones I was going to pull.
Oh, got you. But so there's like big bobbles. It's just a really pretty like one color DK weight shawl. It's very large. It calls for 1,100 yards of DK weight yarn.
Which I think I have enough for you to take.
We'll double check. If not,
Yeah.
you can always dye it and I'll
Yeah.
come get it. But so I'm really excited to cast that on. I'm excited to kind of finish up some loose ends so that I can cast it on. But I'm going to be knitting it in our dry roast colorway.
It's showing up oranger than it is.
Yeah, it's not.
It's definitely a chestnutty brown.
Yeah.
Do you call that a chestnutty
I
brown?
would say so. It's like a nice warm.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I just wanted to show you guys the yarn that I'm going to be using for it because
I love
I'm
that colorway.
super excited about
Yeah, again, I don't know that we've put that in the shop yet.
Oh yeah, these are.
But yeah, it's. I think the lighter one isn't the right one.
Gotcha.
It was like the test. But again, if you need that colorway, just message us. I just haven't got it in the shop yet. But talk about the next thing because those are going to be in the shop.
So
Although it's not all those colors, but that's all right.
No, so we hadn't formed our mini skein bundle for this pattern yet, but as I was knitting it, I said to Mom, oh my gosh, we need to make a mini skein bundle because it would be so fun to offer it as a kit for this pattern. So Susan B. Anderson makes the most beautiful seasonal garlands. They're stinking adorable. So I didn't do the entire thing as a garland, but I did some of it as a garland. So I did her, oh goodness, fall charm set or something.
These.
Aren't they so cute? That you can finish one of those in 20 minutes.
I want a bowl of them. I want to do them with heavier yarn though and make bigger.
Which is so easy
A
to
bowl
adapt.
for, oh darn it.
Yep. So I believe that's what it's called. I believe it's called the fall charm set. I don't know if it's going to focus with our faces in this screen. Oh, maybe it will actually. Don't look at me, screen. Don't look at me. Oh, come on.
You know what? Take a picture of it on the table.
Yes,
And
I
it's-
will. I have a picture already.
Oh, that you could insert.
Yes, but so adorable. So I knit this out of all Legacy Fiber Arts yarn that I had in my stash.
Which is a great stash buster.
It totally, well, and that's what I said to the people that I have on my Patreon account is like, just you need probably 1 to 2 grams of any given color for one of these. So, and they finish them, like you can finish a leaf probably 45 minutes.
I want to make them so bad.
These little acorns in like 20 to 30 minutes.
The pumpkin is, I did not even know that was knitted when you sent me the picture of it.
Yes.
It's so sweet.
Yeah, so then you also get with this pattern, so you get an acorn pattern, a leaf pattern, a pine cone pattern, and a pumpkin pattern. That took a lot out of me. But I knit it out of the Foxtails colorway, and then I had one of our Advent mini skeins that I used for the stem.
So cute.
And then I did a little pine cone. Again, I'm just going to insert footage here because it's silly.
Tuxedo.
Out of Tuxedo. I did all of this, and this is all fingering weight yarn is what it calls for. And after I texted Mom, I was like, we need to come up with a palette because it'd be so fun to offer mini skein sets.
And it's funny because originally I was like, well, I'll do the foxtail and the tuxedo. I was like, no, I want all new fall colors.
Yeah.
So there it is. You will see pictures.
Yeah, let me take it. I'm going to do this.
There are, how many colors are there? 6?
5 right now.
Is there only 5?
Unless you're going to do another one.
No, there's only 5. Because I was trying to keep it at a good price point. They're so pretty. So,
okay.
look at
Now,
that.
do you have names for these? It's showing up more orange than yellow.
It's golden. It's not orange at all.
Yeah, it's more of a yellow.
But I feel like we can also do like a shot of it and put it in. Plus it'll be in the shop. We'll put them in the shop.
Yes.
That one and the first one, I think I'm going to do real colorway. Like make them into colorways. And actually the next one too. Because they're super pretty.
They are really beautiful.
This one I love.
Me too.
It has such a vintage flair to it.
And it's perfect for like those leaves, I feel like. It's such an autumn.
Oh, I love it for the leaves. That's what I had in mind for the leaves. And then the browns, I was thinking stems and acorns. I just love them. Yeah, so that's the new mini set that's going in the shop right away once we take pictures and get this up.
There they all are.
And hopefully I will be bringing them to Needles Up. That will be my goal. Again,
I'm going to take a mini skein set and I'm going to do probably a bigger garland.
yes, to bring with us, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a couple finished objects too.
Show us, because I'm done.
I thought that I had already shown these last time, but I don't think so. So this is
Little Shop of Horrors.
Little Shop of Horrors. I love it with the Do-Si-Do. These are both the Do-Si-Dos by Kay, Crazy Sock Lady. It's this and the Monkey Sock are my 2 favorite new patterns. Okay, and this one I finished. This one I only have one and I'm working on the other. And this one is done, and this is Audrey too. This is the sock kit.
Yes. I think it's actually focusing.
Yeah, I love that one.
Gorgeous.
And I think gosh, I can't remember if I talked about this last time. I chose not to do the heel because I was afraid of running out of yarn. Now, normally I can get the heels, toes, and cuffs, no problem. But I made the cuff a little longer. So I was like, oh, I don't know. And I could have just grabbed another one, no problem. But I wanted to be sure if you bought it.
Right.
Now, I did have some left. I feel like if you went to a 1-inch, this is probably more of a 1.5, 1-inch ribbing. Or the other thing, it's like, why would I do the cuff this color? Because no one's going to see it, where they will see the heel.
Do you mean the opposite? Why would they see the heel and not the cuff?
Well, because the heel is up in, because I always wear clogs.
That's okay.
why.
I'm like, I don't think you ever see the heel in the
No, I always wear like a backless, a clog of some sort.
Gotcha.
So I tend to be able to see the heel. Or if you're sitting around with no shoes on, if you're more apt to see the heel.
Totally.
So you could choose which 2 you want to do, or do a shorter. Because typically I do have enough for both.
Yeah.
I always have enough for both. So that's just, I don't want anyone to be disappointed. Those 2 are done.
They're gorgeous. Those are gonna be so fun to wear, like as Halloween season.
I
goes
love
on.
them. I have so many new socks. I haven't been knitting socks in a couple of weeks, but see, proof I do the other one.
Yeah, you went through a phase where like it was.
It's this pattern. I fell in love with this pattern, and it goes fast. It's one of those magical patterns that goes fast. Thank you, Kay. You're the very best sock designer.
She has a new cowl out.
She has. And does she have another new sock?
Oh, I don't know. I've just seen the cowl.
I saw the cowl
Actually,
too. Super
very
pretty.
beautiful, yeah.
Super pretty. You want to see what I bought this week?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what the worst part is? I can't remember what it's called.
Do you have any way of finding it out so I can put it in the show notes?
Yeah, we'll put it in the show notes.
Okay.
It's all on my desk.
Oh, okay, perfect.
We'll put it in the show notes. But everybody and their brother has bought this. I believe it was a Kickstarter. I don't know if it's still a Kickstarter. I believe it's called the Nano Eel, but don't quote me. We'll write it all down. I bought the bigger package for $105, including shipping. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure 100%. I'm pretty sure. It came with like 7 bobbins, and then I got a USB something to go with it. So if you didn't have electricity, you could, I don't know.
Plug it into your laptop?
Yeah, something like that. So I did get that. It's an e-spinner. It's amazing.
Super cool.
It's
I know nothing about spinning, but
light as a feather. I kind of want you to try it.
Did they do a 3D printer? Is that what you were saying?
It's 3D printed. I have purple bobbins and turquoise bobbins, and it's amazing. Now, I said this on my Periscope. I don't know if it's super easy because I already know how to spin.
Right.
Like,
yeah, I mean, I'd be a good test.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you're learning to spin. This is a great. I think it is, but I don't know enough because I'm going in it as, I say it so loosely, an experienced spinner.
You are though. You can spin on a wheel and on a bob and on a
spindle. Like I know how to spin.
Yeah.
The spinning is beautiful. I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
Obsessed with it. It's terrible because now at Rhinebeck I want to buy a big e-spinner, like a wooden.
Do they sell big?
They're really expensive.
Oh, you know what? I actually remember seeing them last year.
Super expensive. I want one. Well,
nothing wrong with it.
so it's just opening up a big rabbit hole for me. This little tiny, inexpensive, amazing piece of.
I love it.
But I love the fact that I can bring this with me to your house if I want.
Totally.
If I'm in it. And I can bring spindles too, but this is easier.
Now here's my question though, because it's so lightweight, how does it not move?
I say the same thing.
Oh, but it doesn't.
It doesn't.
That's
You
wild.
can secure it to a board. I believe that's what these are here for. I might do that. I don't know. The only part that I'm struggling with is the on-off switch. I wish it had a foot pedal because you're spinning and then you've got to switch it off, and it's in a tiny area.
I'm surprised they don't have a pedal.
That could be coming. Could be a piece of it, and I don't even know if that's a reasonable request. I don't know if that's just like, Sue, that's a ridiculous thing to say out loud.
I don't know.
Because I don't know enough about it, but that's the only thing, if I were to say anything, is to, I don't know if it's
to go from
coordination
spinning to like taking your
to
hand
shut it
off.
off. Yeah, because it continues to
I was
spin.
just gonna say, because then you don't have any control over the.
Yeah, which is no big deal, because then when I
vibrating.
shut it off, I don't have the terminology, but I spin it out so that it I continue to spin it.
As it starts to wind down.
Love it.
Super cool looking.
I love.
Yeah.
When I hit the button to buy it, I was like, it's super inexpensive, but $100 is $100.
I was gonna say I wouldn't qualify that as super inexpensive
for
me.
For
what you're getting.
What you're getting, yes,
Yeah.
that's a good point to qualify that, because $100 you can buy a lot with $100.
Yeah, like that's groceries.
Yeah,
for a week.
Yeah. Well,
not a week for
I've
us,
never
but
spent $100 on groceries.
But yeah,
that's a visit.
It's a grocery run.
Pick something up. When you're going to pick up one thing, it's $100 later. But yes, for what it costs, it's amazing.
Right. When you compare it to all of the other.
Yes, when you think a wheel is $600.
Totally.
And a lot of people can't spin because they can't afford a wheel. Even a spindle.
Totally.
Is $100. Is $100.
Yeah.
So I feel you get a lot of bang for your buck on this one.
Totally.
And I love it, love it, love it. Everyone and their brother has one on Instagram. It's like, I did not even know about it. I was watching Gabby, Once Upon a Corgi, who I have not been watching a lot of podcasts. Something was like enticing. I was like, I have not seen Gabby in a while. I'm going to visit with her on her podcast. And she brought it out and I ordered it.
Yeah.
The thing that bothered me, it was an impulse buy. So I was like, because I'm not
really
an impulse buyer, and $100 on impulse is.
Totally.
But when it came, I was so pleased.
It looks like you've been using it a bunch.
Sorry.
You okay, bud?
Yeah, so that's that. I bought that.
Super
And it
cool.
came, wasn't even supposed to be here till September 14th, and it came within
quick.
almost 2 weeks at the most.
Wow.
I was so happy about that.
That is super. See, and I can't wait. So I just bought a loom.
I know.
A weaving loom. So I didn't get a rigid heddle loom because I'm looking to weave
What are they called?
wall hangings. I don't even know. It just said large loom.
Large loom.
So I don't know. But
You're gonna love it.
I'm so excited to start. And I also got a fiber pack to go with it. So I have like I have everything I need to start.
Yeah. And you know I've got lots of stuff in there.
I know. Lots of stuff. So we're both.
And you don't need to buy a rigid heddle because I have a rigid heddle that's never been used.
Well, and it's just not at all the type of things that I'm looking to weave. Like I don't care to weave right now fabric or scarves or anything like that.
See, and I want to weave beautiful linen towels. Not to be used, to be looked at. Because I'm at the stage in my life where I can have something like that.
Yes.
And it's okay.
So where would you hang them?
I might make some beautiful ones for the bathroom, or I don't know. Probably I don't really have many hanging spots, but
Either way, it's super cool. I just was curious if you had like an
pretty.
idea of where you.
yeah. So someday I'll learn how to use that. It's just kind of a sin that it's down there unused for probably 10 years. It was such a lovely gift. It was a gift from a very good friend who.
Yeah.
And I talked about this once, it came at the perfect time. Like it was just, I don't know.
So have you used it before?
Never.
You've never
Because
used
I don't
it?
know
Oh,
how.
okay.
And I know people are screaming like it's so easy. I'm so overwhelmed by the warping of a loom.
Is that when you string the strings?
Yeah. And it's really, I don't understand.
Well, if
I know
learn,
it's not hard. I want you
when
to
I
actually,
learn,
yeah.
I will see if it applies to the same as a rigid heddle.
I think it's very different, but I think someday you might want to take that.
I might.
Yeah.
I might.
It's okay, I would love it.
Yeah.
Then I will take it back.
Yeah. Once I take it and teach you how to use it. Okay, that's fine.
Then I'll
with
take
me.
it back. Okay, another thing I want to talk about. I'm not a quilter, but I am a quilter.
You
Again.
are a quilter.
I'm really not.
You made all of my quilts when I was growing up from my bed,
know.
and they were gorgeous and so cozy and so warm.
They were, but I'm technically not. Look at this.
Oh my gosh.
So it's all gray flannel. I am going to make Miss Lily her big girl bed quilt. I want to get it done in time for the sprinkle
Yeah.
so that she has it, but I don't know that that's going to be, I
If
hope.
it doesn't, it doesn't. It's not a big deal.
It's just a matter of cutting out those squares.
Totally.
I know. So they're going to be 12-inch squares. I'm kind of going off YouTube videos. There's not going to be a batting. It's just going to be 2 layers of flannel because I want it to be very pliable.
Yes.
And I'm just going to do the big X through them and then sew them together with the big, I have no clue how to do this. The big 1-inch seam. I've also watched a lot of Priscilla and Chelsea.
Do they do a lot of quilting?
Oh,
I didn't know that.
they are the ones that, and I love watching them and I love their relationship, and they are the ones that make me miss you so much.
I know.
So much, because they play together all the time.
We would have so many other crafts going on.
We would
if
have
we lived
so
that close.
much.
I know.
It's okay. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
But, and then I'm going to throw it in the washing machine. It's going to fray.
Oh yes, I couldn't figure out if you were saying that in like a bad way or in like a
in a good
intentional way.
Yeah, it's going to be so soft and beautiful.
Yeah.
I love the colors. I love the fact that it's flannel. I'm very obsessed with this, and I cannot wait to start it.
I love the color palette.
I do too. I literally just went in, and it was there, and I went. There was a lovely woman helping me. I was like, I want to make a rag quilt. I have no idea how much to buy. I don't know what I bought, but I bought it.
Well, did she advise you?
She advised me,
good.
and she was lovely. Yeah.
I like all the grays too because I feel like because she's so young, she doesn't have a favorite color yet. So it's going to allow her to really like kind of morph and transform with every phase of her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like her room, this could be the base of, then you add anything and everything.
And I know how to make pillows. So if she likes a certain amount of like a certain color, like I could make her throw pillows, you know?
Oh. And maybe it depends on how much I have left. I could make, except the rag piece of it for a baby. I don't think that's actually a good choice. I was thinking for like the crib.
Oh,
we'll see.
You can always do something really, there's definitely a possibility.
Or I could do a different form of quilting where I do, I forgot what it's called. I'll see. I just want to get started. And you know what? That's what I have to do is set up the machine, set up the cutting board, and just
even if you just cut the squares. I feel like that alone would be enough motivation.
Yeah, I know. So, I'm so excited about this.
It's going to be so beautiful. She's going to love it.
I think she is. I think it's going to be so soft and cozy. So Lily, for her big old bed.
Yeah. But she doesn't have yet, but it'll be, that's what I mean. Like, you don't need to do it, but like, I get what you're saying, like, by wanting to have it.
I know. I just want to have it so it's ready. She'll get it when she's 5. It's fine.
She will survive until then.
I know. So yeah, I even bought a new one of these because I don't know where mine is. So bad.
I just opened mine.
When I can't remember where something is, I just buy another one. That's really not good. It's okay. I'm not proud. It's okay.
I feel like that's all the knitting we have.
It is. I want to talk about, because we talked about this and we probably have a little more time. Like, there's a favorite floss. She's one of my favorite floss tubers. Oh my God, my brain just went blank.
I hate it when that happens.
Kitten Stitcher.
Okay.
That's her floss tube. Oh my gosh, I know her name. Teresa Vignette.
Okay.
She does a segment in hers is what are you all into this week? What am I all into this week?
Oh, what am I all into this week? Okay.
And I look forward to that so much because it's different than stitching, and it's like, oh, I always love to hear about other things.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell about what, and it can be as much as a television show or a series, but for me, it's art journaling.
It is totally art journaling for you.
Totally art journaling. I want to get back into it. That was what I was watching videos of when I was packaging, and I'm obsessed with Little Raven Ink. I believe her name is Courtney. I'm going to become a patron.
Oh, but is that her Instagram handle? Like if people wanted to follow?
I think so, but we can look it up.
Okay.
We can look it up. I believe she's from Australia. I could be saying this all wrong because I watched so many different ones. But Sandy had sent me a bunch of names, and then she said, "Tell me the one that you relate to the most," and then I can add on, give you more. And her style is what I related to the most. Of course, very whimsical.
Do you still have your old ones?
Yes.
Would you be comfortable with me filming a little bit of it?
I would.
I'll do it afterwards.
Yeah, they're in there. I show them on Periscope, and I did never do any journaling in these.
It's more like artistic.
It's more art, but I want to incorporate journaling, and I'm going to do that by using tip-ins, which are things that flap. And that way I can do my journaling on the tip-ins, so it's more private if I want to share.
Oh, I understand. Okay.
So it flaps over it, and because that part of it is so personal, I wouldn't want to share it.
Definitely.
With anyone. That would be
journal.
That would be mine. But I'm going to become a patron. I'm obsessed with her.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with her.
I'm excited to see what it's all about because you have talked about her a lot, and I feel like I always appreciate. I feel like you always are like my introduction to so many great creative things.
And she's an illustrator at heart in my eyes. She's very much an illustrator, and that is my dream someday. I hope that happens.
I bet it will.
It will when it's supposed to. But anyway, so I spent hours and hours and hours of watching her videos. She has one that is fantastic that I sent you the link. Remember? Or I sent you the name of it, maybe.
It was a
Patreon one, but her patrons were like, you need to release this to your public too, because she does both. Okay. You can't only access her through she does both, which is so generous. because her content is off the charts. And I want to do junk journaling. Like, that's another thing.
Oh, you know who does great journaling? I'm sorry, I think I have mohair in my nose, and that's why I keep itching it. Melodies does, and she doesn't like show it at length, but like she has her little like Polaroid cameras, and she has like her beautiful little gathered leaves that she dries out, and she does really beautiful, but it's only glimpses here and there. So I don't know that that's ever really her focus, but she likes to.
I know. I think all creative people should journal in some way, shape, or form. And I say that, and I don't do it. But I know when I did it, I was so much more clear and creative. And so I really want to get into it. I really want to attack it. In my head, I keep saying, I've got to get through Needles Up, but I don't believe in procrastinating.
Right.
Or not procrastinating, because I am a procrastinator. I don't believe in putting something on hold that you really want to do, because we never know.
Right.
What
the only moment that we're guaranteed is this one right now. Right.
So I'm not one to collect and put aside and wait. But the one thing I will say with art journaling, junk journaling, you need a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
It requires a lot of material.
I think it also depends on your style too, though.
Yes, I think my style requires
a lot of things
to choose from, because that's a big piece of me creatively, is not having everything accessible.
Right.
Same as cooking, all of that. So that's what I'm all into this week.
Super cool. So you're inspiring me now. I'm like, I really want a what do you have, like a traveler's journal?
Oh, travel, you need one.
Because I think if I just had the small one for Lily, like those funny things where she goes, DT. Like if I like took like a little Polaroid picture of her at this, wrote down the age and said DT, the end. And like that's all it needs. Like,
and it would be gorgeous.
It'd be so cute.
It'd be gorgeous. I want to buy one of those sprockets. I think that's going to be my birthday present to myself.
I think that's perfect.
However, that was my birthday present to myself. I'm all about buying birthday presents for myself.
As you should be. It's a big one.
That's
so you know what? I think more than one birthday present to yourself
is a good thing.
Is appropriate.
Yeah. So I might buy the sprocket, which is a way to print pictures off of your Instagram feed, or maybe phone period.
Probably. Yeah, I would say so.
So yeah, that's the thing. It's like, it does require a lot of stuff, but I want to do it slowly and gradually. Like, I bought some gorgeous pens at Michael's that I've been using every day in my traveler's journal. And the thing is, stop buying and collecting, use them.
Totally.
Like even pads, and it's like, start using them. Sorry, I went off on a tangent. So that's what I'm all into this week.
I know, you're getting me super inspired.
I'm so inspired by it. Okay, one more thing. I want to create and everyone on Periscope is like, I'm in. I want to create kind of like a an art journal circle of friends.
Cool.
I don't even know what that looks like, but I want one. Everyone's like, yes, let's do it. And I'm like, I don't know what it looks like. Oh, no, sorry, honey. Oh, stop.
I could think on that and get that figured out for you.
Because so many of us are interested in it.
Totally.
Sandy's my cheerleader. Thank you, Sandy. I'm constantly going, so what does this do? How does this work? Yeah. And then when she's like, the sprocket she said I have one, I was like, oh my God, you've got all the good toys.
Yeah. It's too bad we don't live closer to her, because you could just go play with her.
That's what she says. I would kill to be her neighbor, because we would play together every day. We would create together. Sorry, Sandy.
We just all need to live in the same place somehow.
An artist community. Oh,
don't even get me started. So like, I feel like just doing something as simple as even just for a weekend.
An artist retreat. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. What are you all into this week? Do you know?
I feel like
this is new for us.
Well, I've talked about it actually, so a couple things. Melody's podcast and her Patreon account. She has me so inspired right now.
So amazing. I've got it because we have a Patreon business account with her.
Yes.
So I've got to go check it out.
Yeah,
I watch her videos that she releases. And
well, and I can just feel like I relate to her a lot, because we're kind of in a very similar place in life.
Did you see the dollhouse?
Yes.
I sent her a note saying Lily needs one of those.
I know.
It's one of the think she knows who I am.
I think it's a Waldorf. She might.
I don't know if she knows we're related, but she kind of acted like she did. So.
She might. I don't know.
Yeah, very Waldorf.
Yes, but like she's very like natural and like she just has a beautiful way about the way she goes about life, and it just inspires me so much.
She has such a soft, gentle presence in the world.
But she is a businesswoman.
Oh,
like
yeah.
she gets it done. She's published, she does collaboration, she's constantly going, and yet just looks like the most fantastic mother and the most fantastic wife. Like I just really look up to her, and like I said, I can relate to her a lot in life right now. So she's definitely been a big thing this last week.
Yes.
I would say probably week. I've really dove in. And then the other thing is I have this space over my working desk that I've been really having a fun time trying to like decorate with different things. Like I just embroidered a little freehand like rosemary embroidery thing. It was such a whim, like on a whim. Like I was just like, I want that over my desk. And so I had all the materials. So I just cut the fabric, I grabbed a hoop, and I started embroidering, and it was super fun. So now I have that hanging over my desk. I found Justin and I and Lily went for our afternoon walk last weekend, and there was a yard sale of sorts at this local church that we walk by all the time, and there were these two beautiful wall hangings, like shelving units kind of. I'll put a picture.
There's a name for what those are, and I don't know what it is. It's like a wood collage space.
Yeah.
There used to be a name for that. I don't, oh, it just almost came to me. Oh.
I'm trying not to breathe.
I know, I don't know.
So we walked by it, and I was like, oh my God, because I've been wanting those for a long time. Like in my head, I've just kind of always known that when I find it, I'll find it. Like I didn't ever seek it out, but, and so I went over and I asked how much they were. It was donation based. So I went home, I got some money, I grabbed both of them. Now one is hanging over my desk, and it houses this beautiful little garland that I made. Ooh, the battery's almost dead.
Oh, we've been talking way too long.
I know. And it has some lavender that I grew in the garden and some acorns that I collected out in Shelburne. So it's just kind of my little, I don't know, peaceful making.
There's a name for it. It's driving me nuts.
I love it. So that's kind of another thing that has had my focus a lot, is like figuring out that space and really curating it to be something I love to have and look at.
It's interesting because you've had your house for now over a year, and I feel like you've lived in it. You know, like you haven't done a lot of like decorating, for lack of a better word, like the extra stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I feel like you're really starting to settle in.
Yes.
And realizing like what you want, and it's so smart to do it that way.
Yeah.
Like really live in a space to decide what you want it to look like, because that's a big decision a lot of times.
Well, if I had started right off the bat, I know that I was not in this place last year, so I would be like, oh, I don't like any of it anymore.
Yeah. You're so something I've been learning, and way too late in life. Oh my gosh, way too late. Patience of anything, like of where you want someone to be, or what, like you just have to be patient. And I feel like you practice that a lot, whether it's intentionally or not. And you're not a patient person, which is hysterical.
No.
In little things, but in the big things, I feel like you're very patient with Lily, like her development. You're never rushing her. You're always with her where she is. And same like with your house. And it's like my generation, I think, is more like, and I love learning, like, just sit back and let it happen.
Right.
And I feel like that's what you've done with your home.
I feel like two things contributed to that. I think it was finding the minimalism piece.
Yes.
I think that helped a huge deal. And I also think just laziness.
Well, I always say I'm the laziest person in the whole
Why
world.
would I decorate the walls when I don't even know what I want it to be? Like, I'm not wasting energy on that. But.
Yeah, I'm the queen of lazy.
You guys, we just talked for so long that we killed the battery in our good camera. So we're gonna sign off because we've been blabbing too, because we missed you so much. But thank you so much for hanging out with us, and we'll see you again probably next month.
Yeah, I don't even know what today is.
Yeah.
August 2030.
Yeah, August 2030.
We'll
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Thank you. Needles up.